I'm going to break down Canada's housing crisis in just 4 minutes. Let's see if I can make this super complex issue easy to understand. Canada's housing crisis has been making headlines for years, and for good reason. It's a crisis that affects not just homeowners, but every single Canadian. Whether you're a first-time buyer, a seasoned seller, or just a renter, the rising costs of housing are impacting your life in one way or another. In this video, we'll delve into the causes of the crisis, its effects on everyday Canadians, and what it means for the future of our country. The housing crisis is a complex issue, but it's essential to understand its impact on our communities and our economy. From skyrocketing prices to low inventory, there are many factors at play. We'll explore these factors in depth so you can get a clearer picture of what's driving this crisis. The role of investors, both foreign and domestic, is another crucial aspect of the crisis. Are they helping to drive up prices, or are they simply responding to market demand? We'll examine the evidence and explore the implications of their involvement. The crisis is not just a national issue, but a local one as well. We'll take a closer look at the specific challenges faced by cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. From the rise of condo culture to the struggle for affordable rentals, we'll see how the crisis is playing out in different parts of the country. We'll outline the key issues leading to the crisis, including skyrocketing prices, low inventory, and the role of investors. We'll also explore the human side of the crisis, looking at the personal stories of Canadians who are struggling to make ends meet. For many, the dream of home ownership is quickly becoming a distant memory. Young families are being priced out of the market, while low-income earners are facing increased homelessness. The crisis is not just about numbers, it's about people's lives. The statistics are staggering. In Vancouver, the average price of a detached house has risen to over $1 million. In Toronto, the average condo price is over $1,000 per square foot. These numbers are unsustainable, and yet they continue to rise. Behind these numbers are real people, struggling to make sense of a market that seems to be spinning out of control. We'll hear from Canadians who are fighting to stay in their homes, who are working multiple jobs just to make ends meet, and who are desperate for a solution. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are stories of hope, of communities coming together to find creative solutions to the crisis. We'll explore these stories and examine the ways in which Canadians are fighting back against the rising tide of unaffordability. One story that encapsulates the struggles faced by many Canadians is that of a young family in Toronto. They had saved up for years, only to find that the prices had risen so fast that they could no longer afford a home. They were forced to move to the suburbs, leaving behind their community and their support network. This story is not unique. It's a story that's being replayed across the country as Canadians struggle to find affordable housing. It's a story that highlights the human cost of the crisis and the need for urgent action. So, what does it all mean? The housing crisis is a complex issue driven by a multitude of factors. But at its heart, it's a crisis of affordability, of accessibility, and of community. It's a crisis that affects us all, and it's a crisis that requires a collective response. In conclusion, Canada's housing crisis is a pressing issue that demands our attention. From the causes of the crisis to its impact on everyday Canadians, we've seen the complexity and the humanity of this issue. Thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Share your thoughts on the housing crisis, and don't forget to check out our other videos on housing solutions and market trends.